Well, I thought we had a very, very productive spring practice. We've been done here, probably one of the earliest teams that done about a month ago, got going early, which gave us the opportunity to incorporate a couple of our newcomers. We had signed a couple junior college offensive linemen who came in January that provide depth in our O-line, and Speedy Noel and Kyle Allen, who are explosive offensive players that were able to blend in and get some reps, and and bring along some of our defensive players that played as freshmen last year. So, it was a spring where we didn't have the spring football game per se for our fans, which that was hard for them. But I think they're going to be really excited about the stadium that I'm looking out my window at right now, but it also gave us the opportunity to maybe they have some controlled scrimmages and put our guys, players, in some positions, put them in some situations that maybe we might not have been able to do in an open scrimmage situation. So because of that, I thought we were able to maybe get a little bit more done from a situational standpoint and a learning standpoint for a lot of guys who have not had that type of experience coming into the fall. So, from that standpoint, I thought we had a great spring.
Thanks, Coach. Your first question comes from Kate Haratalis of the Dallas Morning News.
Hey, Kevin. How are you doing?
Good, Kate. How are you?
Good, thanks. You mentioned Kyle Allen. Could you take me through a little bit of the process in immersing him in the offense as an early enrollee, and maybe how he digested everything, and then how he himself over the summer?
Well, it's been the same for all our guys, at different phases, different stages of their career. Obviously, he's got to be going to prom next week.
Right.
He'll still be in high school, he and Speedy, but both those guys came in here with a mindset that they wanted to play as true freshmen, and they've handled everything that we've thrown at them. Academically, they're doing very, very well. We've got finals this week, but athletically, they've been able to handle the offense and the growth, and I think that with the install, able to move along probably a little bit quicker with him and than we have in the past. We changed some things in our how we did things from a meeting schedule standpoint early this spring, and really were able to get some installation in, quite a bit of the installation in with meeting with players before we actually started the practice process, because of the number of guys, offensively and defensively, they're going to have to play for us. So, I think he's handled it. The thing now is he's got the tools, he's got the basis of the offense, he's got the progressions that we expect out of him. And, I've said before, the summertime is a great time for our quarterbacks to continue to improve, continue to lead, because they run the 7-on-7s. They run the off-season program, and we've had success doing it that way. And with the new rule, with us being able to meet with the players too, I think that's going to accelerate a lot of young players' growth through the summer. And I would say that both those young guys, Kenny Hill and Kyle, are going to continue to compete into and through two-a-day practices.
And then, do you know your draft plans yet, considering you could have several guys going early next week?
Do I know my plans? My personal plans?
Well, I was wondering if you were invited, you were going to go up there.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go up, and we had our all-sports banquet the other night, and Jake Matthews received one of our most prestigious awards for on and off the field, excellence, and his parents were there, and talk with the family. So I'm gonna go to New York and be there with just to support those guys and congratulate them.
Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Next question comes from Robert Cessna of the Eagle.
Kevin, with Jokel leaving, moving forward to the fall, what does that do? Does that maybe speed up the process for Hill and Allen to decide be the starting quarterback with more snaps? And just who are the competitors at third-string quarterback?
No, I don't know that it changes the dynamic very much in the fact that Jokel had the most experience, and anybody who saw, you guys get to see the beginning of practice anyway, and you see them have the snaps that we were rotating anyway. So, they're going to get more turns, probably at this point, just by sheer numbers from really it going from 2 to 3, and Connor McQueen is at number 3 right now, has been around the program for a long time. So, just from a sheer number standpoint, you're going to raise the number of reps, but you also got to be careful that that number of reps is not too high, because those guys have still got young arms and they're not used to throwing that many balls, and so we'll keep track of that and work them through this summer with reps and maybe and try to increase their strength, but also their knowledge, so that when we get to fall, that they'll both have an opportunity to compete to see who's going to run out in that field the first snap against South Carolina.
Kevin, also with the 8-game schedule, you've been through the league now twice. What was your thoughts on that, and do you like the crossover rival, or would you rather just have 2 rotatings, or just what's your thoughts on the schedule?
It doesn't really matter what I want. So I've learned that quick, and we're the new guys in this league. I just kind of listen and see what happens, and whatever happens, we play it. There were all kinds of conversations over the course of the last year about scheduling. And from our standpoint, from my standpoint, I'm not going to speak for everybody at Texas A&M, but for me, after listening to other programs, other teams, the commissioner, there's a lot of tradition in this league that would have had to change with a 6-2 format in games that have been played a long time that, we don't understand, wouldn't understand a Tennessee situation for their fans. And, so as the new guys coming in the league, obviously our agenda was completely different and didn't really have a dog in that fight as far as, long-standing crossover rivalries. So, to preserve that, I think, the 2 main topics were, number one, why change? Because of the success of the league, and and the ability to compete and be in the hunt for national championships. Number 2, the tradition of games that have been played in this league that fans look forward to. And number 3, I think the statement that the 8-game schedule in the SEC is a competitive one, where there's no question that people respect our brand of football and how we play against each other, and then to basically ensure that there's not going to be another game against a quality opponent outside the league. I think that's going to be satisfactory for everybody, and continue, whether there's a strength of schedule component, whether there isn't. I think that 8-game schedule and with another opponent out of a big conference is going to be sufficient enough to keep in our league in the national championship hunt, if not a couple of games.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
We have time for one final question. We'll go to Sam Kahn from ESPN.com.
Kevin, wanted to ask you about what kind of progress you feel like your team made defensively throughout the spring.
It's we had a number of guys who were out with from some surgical situations from the season in our D line, our D ends. With Jay Arnold was one of those. Gavin Stansbury had a foot injury. Deshaun Hall. So, that's a negative on as far as that goes. But the positives are, we forced Alonzo Williams and Tyrell Taylor and Hardrick Walker and Julian and guys like that to really have to step in there and get a bunch of reps, and who didn't play maybe as much last year as some of the younger guys. So, the D-line was really kind of hard to evaluate, but because of the injuries, I thought our linebackers got better. I thought, Jordan Mastrogiovanni really solidified himself in the middle and has really taken charge and has really made some steps. So if anything happened there, I thought, that Jordan has really kind of taken over as a leader of our defense, and that's a good thing when you're young and have played some football. And the decision to really keep DeShazer at corner has helped him. Where we've got to, there's no doubt our safety play has got to improve, and our D-line play has got to improve. We will have more depth up front, but we'll have more pieces. We just got to get the right pieces in place and get them ready to go.